Good morning, my friends. Happy Thursday and welcome back to another day in the life. Come and teach with me today. Well, if you are new around here, hello, my name is Rachel and welcome to A Good Little Teach. I hope you find some encouragement. I hope you find maybe some inspiration and just an all-around good time here. It is currently Thursday today and I thought I would take you around on a little bit of a day in the life. I have a few different things that I have done. I want to update you on how I'm doing my math rotations and how I'm teaching maths this term and just fill you in on another couple of musings that we're doing this term. It is a really busy term. We have musical and other things like that, so we have some really exciting things coming up, and today it's a busy day and I thought it's the perfect day to show you what a Thursday is like and what teaching is like, and just come and hang out with me. I'm going to tell you about my day and I'm going to show you a few other things. Let's get started on our day. It is Thankful Thursday today, so I'm going to get the kids to chat amongst themselves. We're going to do a bit of a discussion first, and then they're going to come and write on the board. I love putting in oral language skills into our lessons just organically, so that's going to be a really lovely prompt that we're going to talk about this morning. I've also started writing our timetable up on our board. Now, I don't normally do this because on their desks, if you have a look, I've got their timetable on there, so we don't really have to do that. But our timetable has been different and it's been changing and there's other things on, so I've been putting that up there so the kids know what's on every day, so it's not a shock when something changes. So our day today, we're going to do devotions, some Christian studies, link it to Thankful Thursday. We've got maths. The kids are going to English. We're going to do some spelling testing and science, and then PE. Now in here, I'm actually teaching geography, so I don't actually see my kids that much today. I see the other two classes. So let's get on with our day. All right, first up this morning is actually our staff meeting or our staff devotions. So I'm about to head to our staff room. I'm gonna grab a cup of tea, sit in there for a minute. I have amazingly got all of my photocopying done, so I don't need to go and photocopy today. The last 3 days I have just, every break I've been like, I forgot to photocopy that, I forgot to photocopy that, and I've been photocopying everything, but I am all caught up with my photocopying. So I'm gonna go and have a cup of tea this morning, go to staff meeting, and then have a really easy morning because I am prepped and ready to go. It's morning tea time, but I just wanted to quickly tell you about our math rotations and how I've been doing them differently recently. So the one thing that I have implemented that I learned from online learning last year was putting everything up on our LMS system. Now, I haven't been recording videos or anything like that for the kids, but I have been finding videos from YouTube that would be helpful for them, especially when they get to their homework if they forget what we've talked about in class. So things like the Khan Academy have been really, really good because they're quick and easy videos and they give examples. So I've been putting them up on our LMS system, and I also have been putting our week's worth of work. So if there's any kids that are away or sick or miss a lesson, they know exactly what the homework is and what they need to catch up on. So that's been something that's really good that I've implemented from online learning last year, and the kids really appreciate that too because it helps them to really focus, and if they want to work ahead, they can work ahead. I put some fast finisher work up there as well. So all around, that's been a really good positive. As for maths rotations, I didn't actually do them in semester 1, and I was kind of just like, I don't know how to teach these kids. We've started math rotations again this week and it's gone really, really well. But one thing that I have changed that I don't know that I did in my original math rotations videos was I've started doing mini masterclasses. So kind of playing on that MasterChef masterclass where we do a masterclass and I teach them a skill and then we go into rotations. So just like normal math rotations, Monday is my big teaching day where we teach and we practice and I give lots of examples, and then Tuesday to Friday is our rotations day, and they do one rotation every day. So by the end of the week, they will have done all of their rotations. My actual rotation lesson looks a little bit like this. They come into class, we do our mentals for 5 minutes, and we take about another 5 minutes to mark them and go through them. So that's the first 10 minutes. Then for the next 15 minutes, I will do my mini masterclass, and that will be on the topic that we are doing. So for example, this week we've been learning about equivalent fractions, and we've been learning about adding and subtracting fractions. So the mini masterclass I did today was a problem solving question, and that was like going through all of the steps again, so they have that in their head and they wrote that down in their books. So that was our mini masterclass section. And then we spent the last 20 minutes, half an hour in our rotation groups. So to refresh your memories, I have 4 rotation groups. One of them is Meet with Teacher, and that is with me. And we do things like, we do lots of practice things. It gives me a good opportunity to work in a small group, set them up with a task, and then work with individuals to see where they're at. The next one is At Your Seat, and that this week has been this great equivalent fractions revision, and I've been using these cards from Teach Starter. And all I do is I create a instructions sheet, so they all have an instruction sheet with what I want them to do on there. And then for this one, they had a pack of cards, and there was a few different games that they could play with them as well. So I just printed these on cardboard and put them in a little paper baggie or a little plastic baggie, and they're good to go. The next one is hands on. So again, for this one, I also had little cards that they had to do, but they were doing mixed numbers and improper fractions. So very similar to At Your Seat, just a different concept that I wanted them to revise. And then the fourth one, oh, again, in that one, there is a instruction sheet as well. And then the fourth one is tech time. And not that I needed to put anything in this folder, but I did have an instruction sheet for them just in case, well, they needed some instruction. So that is my 4 rotations. At the end of the lesson, when the bell goes, we pack up, I give them their homework, I direct them back to this, and then we're done. Sorry, a student just knocked on my door and I was like, ah! Anyway, and that's pretty much what our maths lessons are like. So I'm gonna go and have some morning tea now, and I will talk to you later. Hello, how are you? My face is in the sunshine because the sun hits through this window at this time of day, but I couldn't chat to you at lunchtime because I was doing a duty. So I do lunch homework club duty on a Thursday, and during my duty I actually got together our kids for the first scene of our musical, and we blocked it, and I kind of saw what they were doing. So I've got some good ideas now of what we are going to do tomorrow, because tomorrow we are doing a whole heap of musical practice for our upcoming musical, which will be great, and hopefully will be a really productive afternoon. So, a couple of different things that we have been doing today. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. They're currently building our new classrooms, which I'm very excited about, but it does mean that there is a bit of noise in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but anyway, that's what the noise is. So, what I am doing now is what I normally do on a Thursday afternoon. My kids go off to PE, and I have a bit of time to prep for the next week. And I like to do that on a Thursday because I can get everything organized. I can get all my photocopying organized, and it means that I don't have to stay back at school on Friday afternoon and think about that when you're exhausted from the week and you're tired. So I'm very fortunate that I have this time on a Thursday afternoon where I can kind of stop and go, okay, let's plan next week, let's get organized, and let's get everything done. So the first thing that I'm doing this afternoon is I'm actually doing all of my LMS stuff for maths next week. I'm creating my units, I'm putting all of the homework up there, and making sure that that is good to go, so that can go live on Monday, so that my kids know what they're doing for the entire week. I've got a few kids out at the end of next week at district sports, so that'll be good for them to know what's actually going on next week, so they can prep and prepare and catch up if they need to at the beginning of the week, so they can concentrate on their sport at the end of the week. So that is what I'm going to do at the moment, and then I'm going to chat to you about some really cool things that I've got planned for next week that are in line with the Olympics, because the Olympics starts well, I think it's already started, but opening ceremony is tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm excited to do a few Olympic things over the next 2 weeks with my kids. Alright, so I'm actually all prepped and ready for next week. I've just updated our schoolbox system, or our LMS system, and my diary is all good to go. So I'm planned it on Monday if you want to have a look. We've got just our devotions, roll, reading, all of that stuff in the morning. For maths, we are going to start with my teaching lesson. I'm actually going to start with fractions of a group and do that there. We've got our spelling and comprehension in middle session here, and then Monday afternoon we have musical practice. I'm prepped and ready for next week, which is really, really great. So I can do a lot of other admin work, like I've got some maths tests to finish off and other things like that. So I'm going to write a to-do list in just a minute and kind of sort all of that stuff out. So I've got a to-do list of what I need to do next week. So all good. But I'm filming on my phone, so I'm sorry if the audio quality isn't as crisp as what my camera is, but I did just kind of want to finish out this vlog and tell you about some really cool things that I am planning on doing next week for the Olympics. So if you live in Australia at the moment, you would know that Woolworths is doing a bit of a promotion with these Aussie hero cards. And my lovely TA actually had been collecting them because I had no idea about them, and she wanted to know if I wanted them, and they're stickers. So I think I actually have one open because I wanted to see what it was all about. Yes, I did. So I opened one, and it's stickers that you can use. So what I was going to do next week is I've got a stack here, like, look at my stack, I've got heaps. So I should have one for each of my students. And what we're actually going to do next week is do a bit of a research writing portion on it in our comprehension lesson. So I'm going to give them one of these that they're going to open, they're going to stick that person in their books, and then they're going to write a story about that sport or research a little bit about that sport, and we're going to have a look on the Olympics website, on the Channel 7 website, maybe put the Olympics on while we're doing that, and yeah, just do a bit of a writing task using these as our prompts. So I'm really excited about that. I've got to do a little bit more planning yet to kind of finesse it and actually work out what I want from the kids, but I think that will be a really good activity to do a quick write on. So I think a quick write is fairly self-explanatory. So a quick write is when you give them a certain amount of time, you give them a topic, and you just let them write. So you might be focusing on punctuation, or you might be focusing on spelling or something like that. While they're doing the quick write, you don't need to focus on any of them. The point of the quick write is for them just to get all of their ideas down onto paper. What you do after the quick write is then you focus on a skill. So then you focus on your punctuation or your editing or your proofing or spelling or one of those types of skills. So next week when we do our quick write for our comprehension, we're going to be focusing on editing and publishing, because that's what we're doing for our comprehension skills at the moment, is looking at those finer details. So punctuation, editing, how do we make something better using figurative language, using descriptive language, our adverbs, our adjectives. So it's kind of like it will be our grammar lesson and our comprehension lesson and a writing lesson kind of all in one. So that is what I'm going to use these for. I've also printed out, and I'll put a picture here on the screen because it's currently in printing at the moment. Teach Starter have a great resource out for the Olympics at the moment called their Olympic Diary, and I'm really excited to introduce them to my kids next week, hopefully tomorrow, but next week. And we can kind of talk about the Olympics every day. I've never really done anything Olympic before. I don't know what I was doing in 2016 when the Rio Olympics was on, but it obviously wasn't a real focus. So I'm excited to kind of make this a focus over the next 2 weeks and get the kids really excited about it, especially because, and I didn't even talk to my kids about it today, Brisbane's won the 2032 Olympic bid, and it will be in our city, which is super exciting. So it'll be good to talk about the Tokyo Olympics with the kids and get them really excited about Brisbane in 2032. So what I'm going to do now is just set up for the afternoon. I'm going to clean my board. I'm going to write up the timetable for tomorrow, change the date, and just reset my classroom for tomorrow and get organized and ready to go. Oh, I did want to show you something. So in my last vlog, we set up my classroom together. I put a new addition on one of my walls. Okay, so like I said before, with our quick writing, we're actually focusing on proofing and editing and punctuation. So I've put up this little display here to help us remember all about our focus for our writing. So this was an example that the kids glued into their books, and we actually went through this example and put it onto the rubric, and we decided that this example was actually a silver rubric, and then together we looked at how could we improve it into a gold. So the kids also have these diary entry self-checking rubrics in their books, so when they write they can critique themselves bronze, silver and gold. Again, Olympics. So that is what they're doing there. I've also printed out and put up some other posters to just remind us of different things. So before you show me, they need to have checked these type of things, and then what proofing looks like, what editing looks like, and then proofing symbols over there. So that is the new addition to our Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe wall. I think I'm going to get a poster that says Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe up here because it looks a little bit bare, but I just haven't found a good one yet. And then hopefully some kids' work will go over there. Oh, and on our back wall too, hopefully if we get time, we're going to do some Olympic art, so that will go up there. But at the moment, that is still bare. I've got some artwork that we have done over here. We did these kookaburras, which I really, really love. This guide actually is from Art Hub for Kids. They have a whole stack of different videos on there that you can use in your art lessons. So we got the kookaburra off Art Hub for Kids, and then we had watercolor pencils, and we colored in a background and watercolored it, cut out the kookaburra and stuck it on there. So these turned out really lovely. It's a little fat one. So I haven't actually displayed those yet. Maybe I'll put them up. I don't think everyone finished them though. But yes, those are some of our kookaburras that we did. So hopefully we will have some really cute Olympic mascots on our wall next week, and we can feel really Olympic-like in our classroom. I'm even thinking of I saw a poster the other day on Teach Starter that was like an Olympic medal tally, and I was like, do we want to do that? I don't know if I'll have quite enough time to remember the Olympic medal tally, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I think I'm going to finish this vlog here. I've got a little bit left to do, and then I'm going to head home today. I'm actually getting home earlier today, which is great because I'm all prepared and I'm ready for next week, which is good because I'm going to leave earlier today. But I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. If you do, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, because it really supports my channel and I love having you around here. So I will see you in my next one. Bye.